1.5 billion children are now missing school because of measures taken to slow the coronavirus pandemic. That's according to the UN's Education Agency. It'll clearly lead to an interruption in learning, but there are also concerns that in the developing world, girls could suffer disproportionately. But in what kinds of ways? Dr. Geetha Murali is CEO of Room to Read, an NGO that works to tackle illiteracy and gender inequality.
For some, school closure is just a few weeks at home, having more family time, learning more through online tools. But for a lot of children, not going to school puts them at risk. We've already heard that children are losing their one meal during the day. But for girls particularly, let's be frank, this is the last time some of these schools are going to see these girls, because girls at a young age in many of the communities that Room to Read works in, for example, they face enormous pressure to get married early, have children early. They face risk of being trafficked or being put to work. So this pandemic overall is going to put girls and women at higher risk just because of the gender roles they tend to play.
And in what regions of the world is this? Is this Africa? Is this South Asia?
Yeah, Room to Read works primarily across Asia and Africa. Many of the communities that we work with were already fighting societal norms that force girls to be the caregivers at home. So this pandemic, keeping these girls away from school, is going to put them at risk of dropping out and never going back.
So for a lot of these girls, school was a safe place.
Absolutely. We know routine and consistency help children feel safe. We know that schedules and predictability provide that security. And for these girls, school has become where they go to ensure that they have a future of their own choosing. And that's being taken away from them right now.
So what can be done to help these girls to continue to learn, even though they can't get into a place of education?
Well, this is the challenge that education organizations like Room to Read, as well as local education systems, are facing right now. Many of these systems are wanting to lean on technology, hoping that that will solve the problem. But we know that there's already a digital divide in many of these communities. We have to make sure that we're using all the tools we have available to us. So if there's not internet penetration, we need to use television, we need to use radio, we need to use local community infrastructure, whatever we need to support the communities and make sure that these girls are not isolated.
Are you already on to that?
Our mentors provide day-to-day support for girls to make sure they don't drop out of school. We provide them with life skills training. We help them negotiate with their parents. Of course, being home is causing additional challenges. So the mentors on our program are using the telephone, making sure that they know that they have the support that they need to continue with their education and not choose a different path just because of pressure.
That was Dr. Geetha Murali, CEO of an NGO called Room to Read.